It's another trade rumor for the Utah Jazz. Let's talk about it. It's the Hoopsner Show. Okay, guys, this one's got me excited. If you know me, if you follow this channel, you know I am a big fan of Stephon Castle, and it looks like the Utah Jazz are too. According to Jonathan Givony today, he writes that several teams picking both earlier and later in the draft are trying to peg where they would need to get in order to pick Dillingham. He has the Utah Jazz in his latest mock taking Rob Dillingham. But he says teams say the Jazz are also exploring some trade-up scenarios that might end up landing them Detroit's pick at number 5, including possibly armed with their 29th and 32nd picks, with their likely target moving ahead of the Hornets at number 6 for Stephon Castle, a scenario that could only come to fruition if Reed Sheppard falls to San Antonio at number 4. So it looks like the Utah Jazz are trying to get to number 5. It's interesting that Dennis Lindsey, former GM of the Utah Jazz, is now in the front office with Detroit, and already the trade talks are happening. It's probably that they've already been talking, and a lot of these things happen before the news actually even breaks. So I'm sure this is something they have both talked about already. But that's interesting, and there is a connection there, and Utah has made moves with Detroit already, so they already have a relationship. The question is, does Reed Sheppard fall to the Spurs at 4 because they'd obviously like him? The question now becomes, do the Utah Jazz just want to trade up to number 3? We just saw the big-time Mikal Bridges trade with the New York Knicks, so that's one less possibility for Utah in the trade market. Now, there's even less on the market for Utah, because what are you going to go get? Paul George? Likely not signing with Utah. Are you going to go find someone else with the big game hunting that Danny Ainge was talking about? Likely not. So is it just smart for Utah to just go for a big-time package from the Houston Rockets and get that number 3 pick and get Stephon Castle, the guy they want? Maybe. Would the Houston Rockets be willing to give like 4 first-round picks and maybe a swap to Utah like the Knicks had to give to Brooklyn to get Mikal Bridges? Because Lauri Markkanen is kind of that same tier of player as Mikal Bridges. I would argue they're about the same level. Is Mikal Bridges better than Markkanen? Maybe. He has a better pull-up game. Lauri Markkanen's a better catch and shoot three-point player, and he's a bigger, he's bigger, better rebounder. So whatever. It's sixes. But that kind of sets the level of what the trade could be. So do the Houston Rockets want to make a trade with the Jazz? They obviously have some sort of idea with the Detroit Pistons what they might want to do. So, really interesting. Guys, should the Jazz trade up? Is it time to just go for Cooper Flag, trade Lauri Markkanen, bottom out, get a top 5 pick in next year's draft, build around Keontae George, Stephon Castle, Taylor Hendricks? I can see it now. It's the key to the castle, baby. Let's make it happen. Danny Ainge, Justin Zanuck, make it happen. By the way, guys, tomorrow night I'm going to be on the Stadium Show. I'll be talking with Shams Charania. Pretty excited about it. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to do live tomorrow. I'm on national TV talking to Shams. It's crazy. Guys, like and subscribe to the channel. I'll talk to you next time.